Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Galacticraft mod. Now guys, I know a good mod when I see it, and I want to say hands down, this is the most incredible Minecraft mod I have ever came across. It is absolutely insane. This mod allows you to craft a spaceship and go to other planets out of this world, and there's just so much stuff in this mod. It is just insane. It's crazy. I mean, like, I'm honestly not even going to get, this video is probably going to end up about 20 something minutes, and I'm not even going to get through 1/4 of what's into this mod. But basically in this video, I'm going to show you how to get everything set up and how to get from here to the moon, and I'll even show you some cool stuff on the moon. I'll show you a space station. I'll show you how to get your oxygen tanks. I'll show you how to craft the thing that I am holding right now, and it will just be a good time. So there's also more planets being added. As of right now, there are only 2 planets. There's the moon and there's Mars, but yeah, that's just as of right now, and he is adding more planets, so hopefully in the future we can see Jupiter, Saturn, and just tons of stuff like that. So first off, the first thing we're going to need is we're going to have to craft this thing right here, which is called our NASA workbench. Now when we right click this, you can see that there's kind of a layout that kind of looks like a rocket, because this is the thing that we are going to use to craft our rocket. So this is going to be like the very first thing we're going to have to do, is we're going to have to make this in order to craft our rocket. So right here is all the stuff we're going to need in order to craft that workbench. So we might need some copper and tin ores. I'm just going to let you know that these are the basic ores that will spawn in your world, which are copper and tin. They look just like this, copper looking like copper and tin looking like tin. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic. And then we will need one of these things called a compressor and a circuit fabricator. We will need these 2 things in order to get the materials to craft our final NASA workbench, which is the compressed steel and stuff like that. So basically, I might leave some crafting recipes out in this, because if I showed you every single crafting recipe for everything, like, this video would be so boring and it would be over an hour long. So basically, we're going to need this little thing that looks like a compressor, and what we're going to do, we get 2 iron ingots here, and I believe that will give us some compressed iron, and then we're going to move those iron ingots, and then we're going to take our compressed iron that we just got, and we're going to put it in there with 2 pieces of coal, and you will need to fuel this thing, and then you will get yourself the steel that's right here. You will get yourself the compressed steel, and then to get the thing in the middle, which is the advanced wafer, you're going to need this thing right here, which is called a circuit fabricator. I know this is pretty confusing. And then you'll need diamond, 2 raw silicones, redstone, and repeater, and then put, I believe, an energy source in here, which will be a battery, and that will come out right here with your raw or advanced, not raw, advanced wafer. So that is pretty interesting. So yeah, some of this might be a little confusing, but believe me, I will put a link in the description to the wiki, and believe me, you can go on the wiki, you can type in the search bar, they have a Galacticraft wiki, and you can just type in something and it will tell you everything about it, and it's really simple. So but yeah, so then you just put it like that with 4 compressed sheets, or 4 compressed steels. So you'll need 4 of those compressed steels, and then you'll need 1 advanced wafer, and then 2 levers, a crafting table, and a redstone torch, and then you will get yourself that NASA workbench. And then when you set it down, it will be just like this. Now we will need all the things that will go right here. So we're going to need, like, our rockets, our fins. So we need 1 nose cone, 4 fins, 1 engine, and 8 heavy plating. So pretty interesting. So to get a nose cone, you're going to need to get some heavy duty plates and a redstone torch, and you're going to need 4 fins. So you're going to need 4 heavy duty plates and 2 compressed steel right here. And remember, we got the compressed steel from the compressor over here with the iron ingots and the coal and stuff like that. But yeah, then you'll need 4 of those rocket fins. So you're gonna have to do that 4 times. Pretty hefty, I know. And then we will need a tier 1 rocket engine, because we are crafting a tier 1 rocket. There is 2 tiers of rockets. There's actually a 3rd tier coming in, and I'm not sure what the difference is between them, but right now we're just focused on the tier 1 rocket. So you're gonna need a tin canister, a oxygen vent, flint and steel, a button, and 4 heavy-duty plates. And then you will need heavy platings. Now, to get these heavy platings, you're going to put, so all these heavy platings, by the way, so like these heavy platings, all those these things right here, the heavy-duty platings, to get those, you're going to need 2 compressed steels, 2 compressed aluminums, and 2 compressed bronze, and you're going to put it in your compressor, and then that will give you 1 compressed or a heavy duty plate that is basically compressed with your compressor, and you will need just loads of those, by the way, as you can see by these crafting recipes, and you'll need 8 of them for the body. So let's go ahead and take all these things out. Let's take our 8 heavy duty plates, let's take our 1 rocket engine, let's take our rocket fins. We're actually going to need 4 of those, and let's take our nose cone. So let me go ahead and get our fins right there. Let me get 3 more of those. I didn't put 3 in there, so actually, whoops, let me put those in there, and yeah, so then we're going to go over to our thing over here, and we can actually, when we're in here, we can press next right here, and we have cinematics, or schematic slots. You can find new schematics by completing dungeons and planets on moons. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but like I said, there's just so much stuff in this mod that it's just insane. And so this is what you're going to do in order to craft your rocket. You're going to put your rocket engine right there. You're going to put your 4 or rocket fins right here, left and right there. And then you're going to put your nose cone on the top. And then you're going to put all your heavy duty plates where everything else is remaining. So you're going to need 8 of those. And then, next thing you know, you will get your tier 1 rocket, which is freaking cool. Look at the animation. It's like spinning and stuff. And then you will pull that out, and now you have your tier 1 rocket. Let me go ahead and change the time so we don't run out of daytime here. And then once we're holding it, as you noticed by the beginning, we can actually kind of, why am I floating? Is that not weird? Why am I floating? But yeah, so you can see that is really freaking cool how you hold the rocket. I mean, we're going to use all our strength to hold it, and our even back is bending a little bit, and that's just really freaking cool. So you're probably wondering, how do you launch this thing? Like, I can't set it down. Like, what the heck? I can't launch it, and I think I just lost it. What the heck? All right, so, but what you're going to need to launch this bad boy is you're going to need a launch pad. And a launch pad, you're going to need 9 of these rocket launch pads, which are crafted with 3 pieces of compressed iron and 3 iron blocks, and that will only give you 1. But you're going to need 9 of those, and you're going to lay them out kind of like this. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a 3x3 pattern, and then it'll kind of look like this, which is pretty freaking cool. Now, if you're in survival mode, you will need a filled fuel canister, and you will need a fuel compressor thing, which is right here, and you can just kind of put that right there, and then you can put your fuel canister in there, and then you can load the fuel once your rocket is on here, and that will fuel your rocket, or it will put a gas in it basically, and that is going to be your source to get you up to the moon. Because if you don't have fuel in a rocket, then how are you gonna get to a moon? You know, you need lots of fuel. And yeah, but then next we're gonna take a look at our oxygen gear. Now in this, we're actually going to be using a tier 1 rocket, which is pre-fueled, and it's creative only. The reason I'm doing that is because I am in creative mode, but if you were in survival mode, you would take the rocket that you just got from your NASA workbench. You're going to put it on here, then you're just going to put one of these fuel. Let me see what the actual name is for this, by the way. So it's called a fuel loader, by the way. So that's what it looks like. And then you just kind of take that, and you'll just set it on there, and then you put your battery in there, and then you put load fuel once your rocket is on there, and then it will put fuel into the rocket, which is pretty freaking interesting. And yeah, so we can go ahead and throw away that fuel loader. We don't really need that. And then these are the things that you're going to need to get to the moon. These are the things that are going to save your life, basically. So you're going to need an oxygen mask, oxygen gear, you're going to need a parachute, and we have 3 different types of oxygen tanks, which are pretty interesting. So you have a heavy oxygen tank, a light oxygen tank, and a medium oxygen tank. You can see how much air it holds. So you're going to need at least two of them. They can be the same one, so you can have 2 heavy ones. That just means you're going to have a lot more air, but it's probably going to have a bigger crafting recipe. So I'm just going to take the heavy one and the medium one. Now, with those items that we just took, you will need to go into survival mode. I'm assuming you're already in there, and these are only for survival mode, by the way. So if you're doing this in creative mode, then you will not need these things. But if we go in survival mode and we go over here, we can see that we have 2 tabs up here. So you're going to go to the second tab, and then you're going to need to put your heavy oxygen tank right there, your medium oxygen tank. Now remember, you can have 2 heavy oxygen tanks if you want to, and then you will need a parachute, and then you'll need an oxygen mask, and then you'll need your oxygen gear, which goes right there. And yeah, that's pretty much what you need right there, and it's pretty cool. So you can see that I actually have an oxygen mask right there, and if we go on our back, we can actually see that we have our little oxygen gear. We got our little oxygen tanks right there, and I don't know why the heck I am so zoomed out. Like, it's only with the Galacticraft mod that I'm so zoomed out like this, and I really apologize. I have no idea why I'm so zoomed out. And then what you will need to do is basically you just, after your rocket is fueled, you just hop in and go. But let's go ahead and switch back over to creative mode. And we're going to go over here and set our tier 1 rocket down, and we're just going to set it down just like that. And then you do basically the same thing in survival mode. You do the exact same thing, and then you just hop in, and we notice that we have this little countdown thing. It says 20 on it, and then we automatically get switched into F5 mode, and we can see on the left hand corner of the screen we have that little thing. It has a little picture of us, and that is the bar. And once you reach all the way to the top of that bar, because you can see it's blue right there, and that's out of the Earth's, or the Minecraft Earth's atmosphere, and then all that space right there, that's all space. You'll see what I'm talking about once we take off. And then we have controls right here. So space is the launch, AD is to turn left or right, and WS is to turn up or turn down, and then F is the inventory or the fuel. So you can see that mine is 100% fueled. Now if you put fuel in yours, it should be 100% fueled, but this is the creative rocket, so that's why it's already fueled, because it was a rocket that's already. And we can also see our inventory and stuff, and there's actually other rockets. If you go in here, let me show you. You have rockets with more storage space. So you can see like storage space 54. So, but yeah, we don't really want to get into that stuff today. Today we're just learning how to basically launch our rocket. So let's go ahead and launch it. Let's press the space bar. And you can see that the counter is going to start counting down. And oh my gosh, this is insane. So 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. And then the numbers get bigger. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Wait for it. And then the launch pad breaks, and then we have these awesome animations. Check out all that, like all the smoke and everything. And you can see in the little bar right there, we are starting to take off when we're already almost out of the Minecraft atmosphere. You can see that we're out of that little blue part right there. We're already out of the world, and you can see that we are just leaving, and it's pretty freaking cool. So now we are in space. Obviously you can see that by the little bar right there, and once we reach all the way up there, we will have an option to choose where we want to go, which is pretty cool. So we can build a space station, we can go to the moon or Mars, or we can go back to the overworld, which is the world that we just came from, which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, we're just getting started, guys. We are just getting started. Believe me, this mod is freaking huge. Like, I mean, while we're just sitting here and just watching and stuff, I mean, I think the moon is over there, by the way. Don't we supposed to be going the other way? But yeah, you can see that there's just so much stuff in this mod. So here's like the basic Galacticraft stuff. Oh, oops, there we go. And then, yeah, okay, so I'll show you that in a minute. But so here we have the overworld, and you can see that it is full of life. It's habitable. Habitable. I don't even know how to say that. I'm sorry. My grammar isn't very good. But then we have our gravity, and then we have, you can see when we click on the moon, we have no oxygen, and our gravity is like 18%. So let's obviously click on the moon, and let's hit send to dimension. And also we have create a space station up here, and we will get into that after we check out the moon. So let's click send to dimension, and then we get sent to the dimension. It's like, oh, warning, hold space to slow down. You can see our velocity. We are going extremely fast, and we want to slow down like a lot, or we're gonna crash just like that. So yeah, that's why you want to slow down. So you just want to hold space the whole time, and I just wanted to crash because I just wanted to see what it was like, honestly. So that's what happens when you crash. If you do that in survival mode, you will be killed, by the way, so don't do that. And now, honestly, we don't have a ride home, so crap. Alright, hold space. I think we got this time. So, we're supposed to hold space the whole time. See, I totally knew that, I totally knew that. So, once we hold space, we will go at our entry velocity, and that will turn green. That's when you know you are good to land. Then eventually, it will render out, and you can see the moon. So, this is what happens when you land correctly. And yeah, I kind of had to restart. You can see our crater over there that we made. And you can actually turn this thing, by the way. Oops, I didn't get to show you that. But you can actually turn this thing, and look at the detail on this thing. Like, look how amazing it looks. Doesn't it look good? Like, this thing is freaking cool. Honestly, I have no idea what it's called. I apologize for that, but yeah, so you can just kind of shift click to get out of it, and then we can see our freaking moon gravity. Check this out. And you can also see Earth up there. Look, I see Earth. That's my home. I want to go back home. So you're probably wondering, how can you get back home? Well, it's actually really simple. So all we have to do is go back to this thing. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called. And you can see that we have our little inventory here. So it gives us 9 rocket launch pads, and then our rocket that we took off with. So it kind of like basically gives us our stuff back, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to leave that in there for now, and we will come back to it. But But for now, I want to show you guys some of the cool things that we have here on Moon, or here on the Moon. So let me go ahead and change that to easy, just so some mobs will start spawning, but I'm actually going to spawn them in for myself. So here are all the cool things that we have. You will also find copper and tin ore. You will also find loads and loads of dungeons and stuff like that. Let me see. Is there one right here? No. So you're gonna have like I don't know. So there's some copper ore right there, so that's pretty cool. But you're just gonna find loads of dungeons, and let's see. Whoa, what is this? Is like this like a little moon village over here? This is freaking cool. By the way, don't lose your spaceship. By the way, we're not gonna lose it. This is the farthest we're gonna go, and we're having trouble rendering this. So I think this is like a little moon village. This is cool. Whoa, this is freaking cool. So we have like no door right there. That's kind of weird. But it looks like we got some moon villagers, so you can see that the villagers have really weird heads. It looks like they are losing oxygen. It looks like because their eyes are red. I mean, yeah. And oh, by the way, that's what happens when you place torches in here. So you're going to need these things called glowstone torches, which are actually right here. So if you place a normal torch, it will actually kind of die out and it will look just like that, and it will provide no light. But you will need these things called glowstone torches, and they will light up your path whenever it's dark. Right now it's not really that dark right there. So that's pretty cool that they have like a little moon village thing set up over here. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. So we have our glowstone torches. You will need those, or if you just take a block of glowstone, you can do that too, but it's whatever you prefer. And we have like tons of holes, we have tons of craters, and the moon just looks really great. We are having a little bit problems with the generation of it, but it's all good. It's all good. So let's see what we have in store for here. So here we're gonna have a buggy, and then we will need a fuel loader, and we will need why am I holding it like that? What the heck? It's like above my head. Okay, so basically what we're going to need is we need buggy fueling pads. So we're going to need to lay these out in a 3x3 pattern, just like that, just like if we were to launch our spaceship. And then we will need our fuel loader right there, and then we will also need our battery. Totally forgot to get that, so I will need a battery. I believe it's a battery that we put in here, right? If I'm correct. No, it's not a battery. Oh no, it's a fuel canister. Okay, my bad. Let me go get a fuel canister, and then yeah, so a filled one, of course. So you're gonna need one that's full, and we put that in there, and then we'll put our buggy on there, which is pretty sick. And then we just kind of load it with fuel, so we can kind of hop on this thing, and we can press F. And this one actually has a large inventory because I choose the one with a big inventory. And is it fueling? Let me hop on here. It's not fueling. What the heck? Aha, I got it to work. So I was right. You do need a battery and you need a fuel loader. So basically, you're just going to load that up, and once you click on it, you can press F to check the fuel, and you can notice that it was filling up. So we have like 85, 86%, and then we can actually drive off this thing whenever you want. But I would suggest to wait till it's full. So we have our controls right down there. So AD is to turn left or right, W is to accelerate, and S is to decelerate. So that is pretty freaking nifty. So this is basically just a really handy way to get away, or get around, not get away, get around on the moon. But it is kind of hard to steer, and I wouldn't recommend getting stuck in craters. So you can like go up walls and stuff with this thing, and it's just pretty cool. So you can actually put storage in here, I believe. So if you press F, you can see that I can put like a whole bunch of stuff in here. So if I wanted to put like my other buggies in here, but these are only for the ones that you craft with storage. So if you just craft a basic buggy, then it's going to be just a basic buggy, I believe. But you're going to have to craft one of the ones that's with storage and stuff on it. I believe there's the storage things on the back. So that's pretty cool. So it's just a nifty way to get around on the moon. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our mobs that we have on the moon. And before we actually do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the flags that we have, which are pretty cool. So we have a basic flag right here, and I'm actually holding this thing really weird. Look how I hold this thing. Like, I'm like, Huala, I am the king. Now, I still don't know why it's so zoomed out. I think it's from the rocket ship, but I don't know why it stayed zoomed out. Like, look how far away I am. I don't know. I really apologize for that. But we have our basic flag right here, and we can actually charge this thing up, and we throw it, kind of like a bow. So we're going to have to actually look at the ground, though. And then we just throw it. So we can have American flag, and we can also have a normal flag. But these are going to, we can actually get loads of different colors. So if we go ahead and look in here, we can see that we have like basically every single color that you can do with dye. And you can see like light blue, pink. Oh, let's try pink. Let's see what pink looks like. So that's pretty cool. And then we could just, oops, I kind of missed the ground. And then, yeah, so you can see that it will have your character's face on it. Right now it's my face because obviously this is my character. But if you are playing this, it will have your face on it. So it's pretty cool. You can kind of like mark your territory with this thing. There's not much it does. It just kind of you could just kind of put a flag on the moon, so I thought it was pretty cool. So now let's take a look at our mobs. So these are going to be normal mobs. They're going to be evolved mobs, and we also have a skeleton boss, and we also have a creeper boss, but I believe it's only for the Mars dimension, which we will be checking out maybe in another video. But let's go ahead and take a look at the evolved mob. So here we have a creeper, which is pretty sick, and most of these mobs will be a little taller than you. I'm not 100% sure why they're taller than you, but you can see that he has a little helmet on just like me, and he has a little thing on just like me. So let me see if we can get you to blow up. Blow up, please. Blow up. Let me see if I can. Okay, let's go into game mode 0. And oh yeah, blow up, blow up, blow up. So that's pretty cool. Of course he will still blow up. And actually, whoa, look at the blocks floating. I totally forgot about that. So if you like throw stuff, by the way, so like if I were to throw this, you can see that it just kind of floats off into space, and wow, that is freaking cool. So that's pretty interesting. And the reason we're staying alive right now is because we have our oxygen mask and our oxygen gear on, and you can see that my oxygen is actually going down, by the way, because I am in survival mode. So you will need to refuel those things. I would suggest making multiple things, or you can actually make some sort of an oxygen base. I'm not going to get into that into this video, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get into our evolved skeleton, and then our evolved zombie, and then our evolved spider. So they're basically going to be the same as they would be on Earth. They're just going to have those little packs on them, and they're pretty cool. But the skeleton, for some reason, actually holding 2 bows. I'm not sure why, but that's just what he does. So let's go ahead and take a diamond sword. And let me go ahead and take a diamond sword, and we're gonna look at this thing. So this is a evolved skeleton boss. So it's kind of like a boss that you can find on the moon, and he's like a very tall wither skeleton with 2 bows that are like really large, and he's just freaking awesome. So he actually picks you up and he will throw you. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he's kind of like grunting and stuff, but it's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and basically kill him. So you see if I can kill him, because I want to show you what he drops. So let me go get him really low. He keeps trying to throw me, but I just get off of him. And then wait for it. Come on, what is he doing? Oh, he's blowing up. Okay, wait for it. Come on. Come on. There you go. So he basically just kind of blows up. He drops loads of XP, and then he drops this thing right here. So you're probably wondering, like, what the heck is this? This is a tier 1 dungeon key, and you're going to use these when you go into dungeons, and you will probably find chests that look, they're kind of like purplish chests. Let me see it here. So here's a treasure chest, and then if we just set this down and we go up to it, it's like, I'll probably need a tier 1 dungeon key to unlock this. So we will need this key that we got from the guy, and then you can see that, or from the wither boss, and then you can see that we can open it. Now obviously there's nothing in here because that's just an empty treasure chest, but if you go into dungeons, make sure you take that key with you and you will find some goody loots. And look how much XP that guy dropped. That is pretty insane. So now let's go build a space station. Now guys, there's loads of more stuff on the moon, by the way. There's like oh yeah, there's also an alien villager. We looked at that at the villager, by the way, or at the village over there. You cannot trade with them though, at least as of right now. You cannot trade with them, so that's interesting. And then when you punch them, they kind of float. That happens to all the mobs though, but that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go back, and we're going to let's go back in here. And let's grab our rocket launch pads, and let's grab our rocket, which is already fueled. You might need to bring extra fuel if you want to go back, I believe. I don't unless you still have a little bit of fuel left over, but I would just bring extra fuel. Just be careful. And let's go ahead and launch off again, and we're gonna go back up there. Once we get out to the atmosphere, we're gonna get into that little GUI thing, and we are going to create a space station. So basically what you need to create a space station is you're going to need 24 iron ingots. Wait, let's go ahead and watch the takeoff real quick. So let's go ahead and watch the takeoff. 3, 2, 1. You know the takeoff always is freaking cool. So it destroys the launch pad, and we'll see you later, moon. Yay, we'll see you later. So basically it would be really cool if you set up like a whole entire base down there, and there's just loads of stuff that you can do. I mean, look at all the stuff that we have on Mars, look at all the stuff that we have on the moon. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do. But yeah, so to create a space station, you're going to need one of those advanced wafers that we crafted in the beginning. You need 24 iron ingots, 32 tin ingots, and 16 aluminum ingots. Now I'm gonna go ahead and basically come back to you when I get all the way up into that really cool GUI thing. All right, so here we are back, and we need to click on this thing right up here at the top that says create a space station. Now if you don't have all those materials right there, then you will not be able to create it. So let's go ahead and just click it, And then it says our space station already created, so we can see Unspeakable Games Space Station. We can actually change the name, so let's change it to Unspeakable Gaming Space Station instead of the normal Unspeakable Game. And then we go ahead and click rename, and then I believe we can click send to dimension, and then we will get sent here, and we have this weird blue looking block that's just kind of the thing that teleports you here. And then whoa, what do you know, a little parachute chest comes down, and then that will have your rocket launch pad. So we actually have another one right here. That's because we're in creative mode. We wouldn't have that if we were in survival mode, but yeah, we can kind of take that, and then yeah, that's pretty cool. So you can basically build off your own space station, kind of like building off, and you can use all the stuff from Galacticraft to kind of build your own station, which is pretty cool. Now if you want to go back, obviously just build your rocket back, make sure you have fuel, set your rocket down, and you can go back to the moon, or you can go back to Earth, or really whatever you want to do. What is this? Oh, there's Earth. I wonder if we can fall down there. You know what, let's try it. But yeah, guys, so here is a picture right now, probably on the screen, of one of the space stations that you can create. This is actually on Mars, I believe, and that's just pretty cool. So that's pretty sick. You can kind of see some of the stuff that you can do with this mod, and it's just insane. Playing with friends, and just I think it would be just loads of fun to set up a LAN party with one of your friends that comes over to your house and just play with the Galacticraft mod. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for me with the Galacticraft mod. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, if you have any questions or problems, go to the Galacticraft wiki, and I guarantee you can just use the search bar and it will solve all your problems. Wow, what? Whoa, that was freaking cool. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so we just kind of like hopped down from the space station, and that teleported us back. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can see that there's just like so much stuff. There's new armor. There's just, oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff. And maybe in another video we can go check out the other planet, which is Mars, because you can see they have a thing right here, this Galacticraft Mars, and apparently in the future they're going to add another planets like Jupiter, Saturn, you know, all the planets of the solar system. So that would be pretty sick. So guys, hopefully, wow, I have my normal, like, I'm not all zoomed out anymore. So guys, anyways, hopefully you've enjoyed. I'm Unspeakable Gaming, that was Galacticraft, and yeah, I will see you guys later.